So is Deadpool going to actually appear in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars? What the hell is going on right now? We have conflicting reports from The Hollywood Reporter, which they are reporting that Ryan Reynolds, his Deadpool, will appear in Avengers Doomsday. But then we have Deadline, on the other hand, who is reporting that he will not appear in any Avengers film, which would be a terrible, terrible idea. You know why? There's been 2 films to cross the $1 billion mark post-Endgame. 2 films. That's been Spider-Man No Way Home, and that has been Deadpool and Wolverine. Not to have a Tom Holland Spider-Man in Avengers Doomsday would be a big mistake. Not to have Ryan Reynolds and his Deadpool in Avengers Doomsday would be a big mistake. I'm speaking nothing but facts right now, you guys, because when you're really looking at the lineup and that casting announcement that they had earlier this year, you have the new Avengers, right? Whole bunch of characters nobody really even knew of because they decided to skip out on the Disney Plus shows. U.S. Walker, Yelena Belova, it just wasn't there for them. They skipped out on watching Black Widow. They have no idea who the Red Guardian is. And then you have Sam Wilson as Captain America. Some people didn't watch Brave New World, and some people didn't even watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So there's a bunch of characters from the Disney Plus shows that are now going to be the face of this new Avengers, and that's a problem. The Fantastic Four First Steps. Okay, we have Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four First Steps. Both films underperforming at the box office. That are going to be the leads of your next Avengers film. If they're not showing up for their solo movies, what the hell do you think they're going to show up for the Avengers films? It's so concerning right now to be a fan of Marvel. You know, been a big fan since Infinity Saga, beautiful stuff. But boy, we are in a different era. Thunderbolts, arguably one of the best films of the year. Fantastic Four, the best comic book of the year. Underperforming at the box office. The second, the third, the drop-off numbers, you guys, it's so crazy. So to have these particular characters leading the charge for your next Avengers films, it could be a little concerning. Like I said, I'm not too sure when that second announcement is going to hit for the casting for Doomsday. Maybe they throw in, Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange, Tom Holland, Spider-Man in that announcement. Elizabeth Olsen's, Wanda Maximoff. All 3 massive fan favorites. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness made more money than the first Doctor Strange. It almost made $1 billion at the box office. There's love and there's appreciation for Doctor Strange. Tom Holland, Spider-Man. We all see what's going on, in the city of Glasgow, you guys. Everybody's hyped about Brand New Day. They are stoked. And Brand New Day comes out before, Avengers Doomsday. So the hype is going to be real. No doubt in my mind, Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to make a shit ton of money. You throw in the Punisher, you throw in the Hulk, it's going to make a lot of money. So much money. So those big name characters, the fact that they weren't a part of that casting announcement, maybe fans are just not interested in it. Honestly, honestly, I think you have the OG X-Men. I feel like more people, including myself, are more excited to see the OG X-Men rather than, this new lineup of heroes we've gotten within the MCU. I can't wait to see my boy, Magneto return. Patrick Stewart as Professor X, James Marsden as Cyclops, Channing Tatum as Gambit. I am more excited, Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler. I am more excited about those group of characters than a Sam Wilson Captain America and Falcon, or the Thunderbolts, or the Fantastic Four, which I thoroughly did enjoy. But I'm more excited to see the X-Men. The X-Men are going to have to be the face and lead the charge for Avengers Doomsday. And of course, RDJ's Doctor Doom. But I feel like fans have lost the trust in Marvel. And like I said, the box office speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four underperforming. I don't even think Fantastic Four is going to hit 500 million worldwide, you guys, which is crazy to me because it's so damn good. It's so good. So good. It's so fantastic. Yes, pun intended. But like other characters like Chris Hemsworth Thor, after Thor Love and Thunder, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care for Thor. Like, I don't care. Like, I have no interest in Thor anymore after Thor Love and Thunder. That movie was such a disappointment. Shuri as Black Panther, yeah, I'm interested in that because, you know, there's going to be a whole tie into more of, like, the Namor stuff and, you know, in Baku. Like, I'm excited for more Black Panther. I'm excited for the Black Panther, you know, world in Avengers Doomsday and how it could potentially tie into RDJ's, you know, Doom and Namor, and like that's what I'm excited for. And the X-Men. But like the other characters, I am just not overly thrilled for. So I think that they do have to make a second casting announcement where they throw in some bigger and heavier names. Your Hugh Jackman Wolverine, your Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, your Tom Holland Spider-Man. You saved Andrew Garfield, and you saved Tobey Maguire for Secret Wars. Don't you dare throw them in Doomsday. I don't want to see them in Doomsday. You saved them for Secret Wars. But those are some of the big name fans really expecting. Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch, you know? People who've kind of been the face of the MCU post-Endgame. There's nobody who's been really leading the charge after Endgame. You know, Infinity Saga was all about Cap. It was all about Tony. We got behind those characters. It's so different now leading into this next Avengers film because there's just been so much coming out. There's been quantity over quality. When's the last time we saw Shang-Chi? When's the last time we saw Moon Knight? When's the last time we saw Miss Marvel? When's the last time we saw so many characters who were just introduced and then spun off and then, you know, just branched off? That's it. Miss Marvel is probably the most prominent and dominant one since Endgame. Think about it. She had her show. She was in the Marvels. Or, you know, Yelena Belova, she was in Black Widow. And she showed up in Hawkeye. Then she had Thunderbolts. Or Bucky, U.S. Agent. Like, you know, these are these Disney Plus characters. Which a lot of people skipped out on the Disney Plus, you know, shows. Which it's unfortunate because I enjoyed them. But a lot of people just did not watch it. It felt like homework. Even Kevin Feige confirmed. It feels like homework. It was just too much coming in them at once. And Marvel is definitely paying the price for it. So who knows if Deadpool is going to show up in Doomsday in Secret Wars. But like I said, it would be a big ass mistake not to have him in Doomsday. I'm sorry. You tell fans, you know, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool is going to show up in Doomsday. You're going to put asses in seats. Because, you know, 1.3, I think it was like 1.3 or $1.4 billion at the box office, the highest grossing R-rated film of all time of Deadpool and Wolverine. You'd be mistaken not to throw in those characters. They're the fan favorites right now, and unfortunately, you had to lead with the fan favorites. You can't lead with your bench. You got to have your starters. So if I was them, I would be my starting team. I would throw in Tom Holland Spider-Man, a Doctor Strange, you know, a Deadpool, a Wolverine, and, you know, your OG X-Men cast. Like I said, it's unfortunate. There's no love. There's no appreciation, really, for this new core group of characters like the Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four. You know, it's not there. Like I said, most people are more excited to see the OG X-Men return, including myself. Like, that's the nostalgia. And that's the thing. You know, nostalgia has been big since post-Endgame because we're dealing with the multiverse stuff. Seeing Blade and, you know, Elektra and Deadpool and Wolverine, or seeing Tobey and Andrew return in, you know, Spider-Man No Way Home. It's nostalgia right now. That's where it is. So we'll see what happens. If there's another casting announcement for Avengers Doomsday, I'm curious to see what kind of chairs we will get. Oh, don't forget Ant-Man's in this movie too. You know, but I mean, like after Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium, I'm like, Ant-Man, okay. All right. You know, but we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day for watching C-Roll Productions. Peace.